Welcome to the High Performance Man podcast. I'm your host, John Fayocavitz. On this show, I interview successful men who have built impressive careers in businesses, founders, CEOs, senior leaders, and professionals who have operated at a high level for years. We talk about what actually made them successful. So the goal is simple. We're going to learn directly from the men who have done it so we can apply those insights into our own careers, businesses, and lives and continue raising our own standard of performance. Our show is sponsored by the Prime Performance Method. The Prime Performance Method is designed specifically for high-performing men who have achieved success in their careers but feel like their body and energy have taken a hit along the way. I help busy professional men regain strength, lose weight, feel younger without those long workouts, extreme dieting, or disrupting their demanding schedule. So if you're a high-performing man who wants to feel strong and energized as you are successful, message me, John Fayocavitz, on LinkedIn. On today's show, we have Otis McGregor, who is the CEO of Tribe and Purpose, where he is creating a legacy of great leaders who are changing the world. Otis, thank you so much. I'm so excited to have you on the show.
Hey, great to be here, John. Appreciate the opportunity to share.
You're so welcome. My first question, Otis, is what is the most important lesson you've learned so far that's helped you become successful in your business?
Clarity and purpose. That's a twofold answer. When I was in uniform, I had a purpose issued to me: support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Very clear. Everybody around me, all the other men and women that were part of that with me, similar purpose, same purpose, I should say, issued to us, told us. When I took the uniform off, I thought all I needed to do was get a job, and that set me on a path that I always refer to as wandering the job desert, because I had no clue what I was doing, just going through the motions. So having that purpose so that you know why you're doing things, why you're getting up in the morning, why you're putting your feet on the ground, why you're putting on them workout shorts and going to the gym, why you're making that phone call that's on your list to do over there that you don't want to make. All those things, you know why, because your purpose is your fuel. It's the thing that it pulls you through the crap, and it gives you that much more joy when you do it.
Right. And when you're joyful and you say having some kind of a purpose, getting up in the morning isn't a chore.
That's right. That's right. I know why. I've been doing it for a long time. And let me tell you, there's a lot of mornings where it is really hard to get out, not just get out of bed, but getting out of bed is no problem because body doesn't like laying down for too long. That's another problem. But putting on the gym shorts and actually getting in the gym and working out, because it would be much easier to just come here in the office and sip coffee and read all those emails and blog posts and all that stuff. That'd be really easy to do. But I know if I'm going to perform at my best for my clients and my team, I need to start the day off in the gym. And that's the purpose, how it pulls me into that action.
That's awesome. Because in my field, motivation can only take you so far.
Yeah.
Okay. That's where you get these first of the year guys, or women that go out to the gym and in 3 weeks they're done. Okay. Because they were motivated to get started for a new year, but no, dang, it only takes you so far. You got to have that discipline, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah. And the second part of this purpose is business. Business is infinite. Just like life is infinite. It's infinite with an end state that we never know when the end state is going to happen, right? We're all going to die. So it's not really infinite, but it's infinite while we're living it.
Right.
And the purpose gives us the fuel to drive forward. And back when just earlier when I was talking about making that phone call that you didn't want to make, there's more to it. So even the business purpose, because it's infinite, the business purpose is aligned with my personal purpose. They pull me to action, not force me to action. Pull me. I mean, I grab hold of that rope and it pulls me into it, and then I'm just going.
That's awesome. How many years you've had your business then?
Let's see, about 12
years. Now, is your son part of the business? Is that what you
He
said?
is. He is.
And
Yeah. He's one of the
so
coaches.
so what is you actually doing with Tribe and Purpose? Are you coaching individuals, or you coaching business owners, or what part are you?
So we're doing a couple of things. We're helping small businesses create a culture that calms the chaos. So that's one in the business side, and group coaching, helping those businesses create leaders from within. And then the other thing we're doing that's truly helping me fulfill my purpose, and that's our Steel Men Tribe. That is a group of men who come together to help each other be better men. Because when you realize that nobody gets there alone, I can have a purpose all day and I can stand out in the field and yell and scream about my purpose. But if I don't have a tribe around me, I don't have a group of people around me to help me achieve that purpose, I'll never get there. I'll never have it. I'll never fulfill it. And I'll never see it come to any fruition. So we created the Steel Men Tribe because we saw that a couple of things. One, men were being pushed out of the side. We're gifted with this ability. We're gifted in our ability to work together, to take action. Don't always get it right the first time, but we're much more comfortable in taking action. I always like to say, you and I would form a strong bond together if we both had shovels and we're out in the yard digging a hole. We would have great conversations in that action. And I do a lot of things with men. I'll have whiskey and cigars. I'll sit around. But the men, if I don't have that connectivity of action with those men, the men that just come to my house and we have whiskey and cigars together, they're here and I enjoy them, but they're not in that circle.
Okay.
But the men who I've done things with, who I've had actions with, especially men I served with years ago that come around, that's a different kind of connectivity. They are in that inner circle of trust. And I know they're on my very, very short list of people that I can pick up the phone and call at any time. Okay. And it's even better because they're going to call me on my BS. They're going to say, hey, why are you doing that, Otis? Didn't you say you were going to try to make up some excuse? And they'll go, oh, that's crap, man. But look who you're talking to. Don't give me that crap. So these are all reasons as I jump around why I created the Steel Men Tribe with the values of courage, knowledge, honor, and legacy. Because those four things are what drive us. Each of us want to act with honor. Everything we do is truthful. And we want to have courage because courage is the thing that pushes us through, helps us overcome the fear, the little voice inside your head that says, you're not smart enough. You shouldn't be calling that person. You'll never get there. No, courage helps us overcome that. Knowledge, because we're always seeking to learn more. We know we're not, and then finally, legacy. Every man
wants to have a legacy.
It's in our genetics.
Yes.
That we want to create a legacy, whether it's within our gene pool, but it's nature. Think about it. I mean, what do wild animals want to do? They want to procreate. They want to procreate because they're keeping their genetic line going. They can't think and make conscious decisions, but it's in them. It's in the genetics of the DNA that drives them, the instinct. We have that. Just the problem is we have a conscious choice to go against that.
Right.
And we're never, if you don't understand it, you'll have this burden.
Right.
It says, this ain't right. I don't know what's wrong. I suck. And you end up like I did after I retired from the Army, just kind of going through the motions and you're missing it. And you have these gaps in your life, and these gaps in your life hold you back and keep you from feeling success, keep you from achieving success, and keep you from achieving or fulfilling your purpose.
Right. Wow, that's awesome. That is so good, Otis. Thank you so much. Okay, my next question. What do you think hinders a lot of men today then from reaching their full potential?
Oh, fear of a number of things, everything from imposter syndrome, which is probably one of the bigger ones. And that's one of the things we attack in the Steel Men Tribe. And we don't let anybody think that they're not good enough to do it. It's like, come on, dude, quit. And if they, well, we won't get into those kind of details, but it's imposter syndrome is a big one. And then another one is FOMO, imposter syndrome and FOMO. And what FOMO does, fear of missing out, what FOMO does is it pulls you, it's the shiny object. That's the fancier,
I'm just gonna, yeah.
fancier
with-
term for
And with
shiny
today's
object.
social media, it's
Mhm.
even worse
Oh, yeah.
because
Yeah,
we
well,
go
that's-
from one
that-
thing to the next.
Yeah, when you look at social media, the other thing that can happen to you in social media is you start to compare yourself.
Yeah.
John, look at all these likes and comments John's got on his post. How come mine's only got, 2?
Yeah.
John's got 50, and what's wrong with me? And John's so
Yeah.
much better. And I'm
And then
doing
we quit.
comparison.
And then we quit.
Yeah, yeah. It keeps us from moving forward in the thing that we say we want. We're
Right.
afraid of it. We're afraid of it. And we're back to imposter syndrome because it always comes back around to imposter syndrome. We're afraid of success.
Yes.
And the idea, another concept that's very simple and fundamental is the idea of scarcity versus abundance. When we're in scarcity mode, that feeling of, I got to hold on to everything, which, can lead to being a hoarder, literally,
Yep.
because that's what scarcity, if I give up anything, anything, I might need it. I might not have that there when I need it,
Yeah.
and these sort of things. But when we're in abundance, we can see and give away freely. Scarcity is fear-based. Abundance is action-based, giving-based. It is about having more. It's about getting more and not doing things with seeking a fair exchange. And what I mean by a fair exchange is a one for one, a quid per
Right.
quo. Quid per quo is not the way to go through life. That's scarcity. Action and giving,
Giving.
is abundance.
Right.
When we live in abundance, we're going to have so much more opportunity for success.
That is so good. I mean, it goes back to, I'm a faith person, and what they say is if you give and keep giving more, it comes back 10 times.
It does. It does. It may not come. Now, here's the reality of it, folks. It may not come back in this lifetime.
Right.
And it's not going to come back on your schedule. Believe me.
No, absolutely not. Because you're so right.
I could show you the calendar, and it ain't coming back on my schedule. But there's joy in that.
Yes.
And that's truly what living is about. That back to our purpose and understanding our purpose. That's what living is about.
Knowing your purpose.
Yeah. If you're not moving into something that you want,
Right.
you don't have clarity in your purpose.
Yeah.
And seek. Everybody's got one. That's the
Right.
other. Don't give me that crap about, well, I don't have a purpose, Otis. I'm just a nug and BS, man.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a purpose. It's just up to you to find it, define it, and pursue it.
And do it. Yep. Great. Great information, man. All right. My next question. For most men on the road to business or professional success, other areas of their life get sacrificed. What's been one of the areas of your life that has suffered, if there has been, but where would you like to be successful now too?
Well, it's real easy. When I was in the Army, it was a family that suffered because I was anything and everything, any opportunity that the military operations or things and next level challenges I took. So the family suffered there. And one of the things that I've shifted and learned, particularly since I've started running my own business years ago, is that we there's no such thing as a work-life balance. It's all life. and we have to manage our life. And the way that we manage our life, and the way that I teach my men in the Steel Men tribe and all my clients is that we got to understand what our life categories are. What are those buckets of things that we do, and be intentional about those buckets.
Right.
And here's what I mean. Here's the simplest way of understanding that. If one of my buckets is business growth, well, and if I'm focused on this big project, putting together a proposal and meetings, and I'm really, burning the midnight oil, maybe I'm going to conferences and things like that. Well, you're 100% right. Other parts, other categories of my life suffer. There's only 24 hours in a day, dude. And there's things that you got to get done. So when you have the priority of, let's say, business growth as that example, then other things in your life are going to suffer. But you're being intentional in that. And the reason I say you're being intentional in that is because I understand it and I'm making the choice. And when I'm making the choice, I can also look and say, well, hey, you know what? Next Tuesday, I'm taking the day off, and Miss Suzanne and I we're going to go to a lunch date. Then we're going to walk around this park that she loves to go to and spend the day together and things. I'm being intentional in my life category. Can I get that time back? No.
Yep.
However, I can be intentional in where my focus is. I actually learned this when I was 25 years in the Army. I did a lot of different roles before I ended up in Special Forces. And one of the roles I was in was Army engineers, Corps of Engineers, building projects and obstacles and various things, combat and things like that. And I learned this phrase in that career field that is so important. It's priority work, priority of effort. Those are two different things. So priority work means this is the thing I'm going to do. Right? I'm going to read. That's probably a good way of explaining it. I'm going to read. My priority work is every time I have a free hour, I'm going to read. My priority of effort is I'm going to read about men's leadership. So I'm going to look for men's leadership in my priority of work. So I'm narrowing it down. Now, if I have other things going on in life that maybe in business, I'm going to start the Steel Men tribe. Priority of effort, men's leadership. Wow. So you see how that ties together?
Yes, I do.
Helps to frame your mind. So what's important? What's the priority that I'm focused on?
Right.
And we can adjust that. We got to be intentional with our time, our most precious asset that ain't nobody getting any more of.
Yeah, that's all we got is time, man. I'll tell you. That's awesome. Okay, my next question then. Okay. Where do you find yourself at peace?
Elk season.
Elk season?
Elk season out in October. That's one way.
Okay, so you go out, so you're a hunter. So you go out and hunt.
Yeah. That's only once a year. I mean, in other ways, I was at peace last night because I was out on the patio by myself with a glass of whiskey and a cigar.
See,
and just enjoying the evening.
Little things like that.
Yep.
Just little things like that. Do you have a morning routine, Otis?
Yes, I do. I ain't doing it right now because I had shoulder surgery, so I'm still recovering from that. But yeah, I usually wake up somewhere between 4:15 and 4:30. Well, truthfully, I get out of bed. I'm awake before then, unfortunately. Put on my shorts and I go down to my gym and I jump on the bike and I go for about a 20-minute ride on the bike. Then I do my push-ups and sit-ups and pull-ups and various other things like that. And I come back upstairs here to my office, do my morning devotional. Then I'll do a little bit of surfing on the internet, probably like about 15 minutes, unless I'm being better disciplined. And then I'm reading for those 15 minutes. I'm reading one of these books that's hidden behind me that
I see that.
And then shower, breakfast with Miss Suzanne, and then I hit it.
Because the reason I asked that question, it seems to be, I'd say 90% of the men that I have in my podcast have some sort of a routine, whether it's in the morning or whatever. It's, non-negotiables. This is what I got to do, because I think that's what's making them, not it's making them successful, but it's that pattern of having that
100%.
success.
100%. Well, and there's something about routine.
Right.
That the way I like to explain it is a personal routine is your personal system. And in business, we always create systems, right? We create systems because they're repeatable and we can monitor them and we can improve on them. We can identify things. And because they're repeatable, they're easy to do, right? So it's do this. Well, when we have a routine, we don't have to think about it. I know where my shorts are. I know where my workout shirt is. I know where I don't think about that crap in the morning. It's a routine to do it. I know where my bike is. I get up, hit the coffee pot, turn it on, make a drink. Hell, you see, I skipped over all these other details. Like we could spend another 15 or 20 minutes. I can go into those details. But because it's a routine, I don't even think about them. I just go through those motions, and I'm not using my mental capacity.
Right.
Until I want to use my mental capacity. I'm not wasting energy. Our bodies are designed survival mode, caveman mode, to conserve energy. And by creating routines, we're conserving energy. Yeah. Because thinking burns calories.
Absolutely.
Man, I would always remember I've been to a couple of Tony Robbins things over the years. And I always remember how dang gum hungry I was when that thing, whichever the business mastery was, the last one I did, would wrap up at like 11 o'clock at night. And I'm like, God, wait, I was freaking starving. It's because my mind was just crunching this information that Tony's throwing out. And, and that's what's going on. Our mind uses calories.
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
absolutely. I totally agree with that, man.
Yeah.
I know that. That's my field.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right. Last thing, Otis, if you were to give one piece of advice to other men that are starting on their journey to achieving success, what would that be?
Define your purpose and build a tribe. Okay. That's 100% it. If you ain't got a purpose, you're treading water and you're sinking.
Yep.
You're stealing oxygen from those of us who do. Find your purpose. Quit stealing my oxygen. Earn your oxygen by pursuing your purpose. And you know what? When you start to live in your purpose, the tribe will follow you. You can build that tribe, and you can be intentional about it, like we have with the Steel Men Tribe and Tribe and Purpose, and all the other avenues that we use to help people. But it all starts with purpose. And then I always sum it up with this easy phrase to remember, is to live your life with intention in pursuit of your purpose. Don't go through the motions. Make the choice. Be intentional in what you do when you do it. Don't waste your time. Yeah, you're going to have mistakes. You're going to blow it off. You're going to get suckered into, doom scrolling or whatever. It's okay. That happens. We all do it. We all get suckered into it in some form or fashion.
Right.
When you realize it, stop it. Just like I was talking about surfing this morning.
Yeah.
I was like, I should have been reading. Okay. Recognize it. Tomorrow morning when I go through my routine, you know what? I'm going to call myself on that. And I'm not going to surf. I'm not going to doom scroll. I'm going to pull out that book that I've been reading.
That is my biggest thing is putting the thing down before I go to bed. The phone.
Yeah.
That has been one of my things that they say to do it an hour before you go to bed, you'll sleep better.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They say a lot of things.
They say a lot of things. You're so right. I can't be listening to everybody, right? I got to have my.
You know what? And here's my opinion on that. Do what works for you.
Right.
Back to the routine. If you've got a routine,
I do.
That time that says I do this. Maybe you scroll for 15 minutes and then you turn the lights out, whatever that may be.
Right.
And then you want to test it. Then don't scroll for 15 minutes.
and see how I feel.
Test it for a few days, test it for a week and see what happens. Do you sleep better? If you
Yeah.
don't, then maybe you're one of the people that it doesn't affect. I don't know.
Right.
But that's where routines, that's the beauty of
That's
having
exactly
that
right.
routine. I can
That's
test
great.
and measure myself and my performance, just like we talked about in how do I improve? Well, I got to experiment.
Right.
I can't stay in the exact same thing. I can't do 30 push-ups every day and expect to get improvement.
Right.
I got to up it. I got to up it to 40. I got to up it to 50. And then I'm going to get improvement.
Yeah.
Now I understand I can test and measure my routines. Do the same thing in business.
Great. Well, Otis, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. Okay. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to be on. Okay. Our members are going to love this with all your insights. Okay. You provided quite a bit. Trust me. Okay. I want to thank you so much. Okay. And as a reminder to everyone listening, this show is brought to you by the Prime Performance Method, where I help high-performing men rebuild strength, energy, and confidence without sacrificing their careers. If you're ready to feel strong in your body as you are successful, message me at John Fayocavitz on LinkedIn. Until our next episode, perform strong in all areas of your life.